Look at somebody, tell them, don't lose your weight. The Lord directed me specifically today for the group of persons that would be here that the devil has told you are overweight. In other words, the enemy has whispered in your spirit that you've been waiting so long that the Lord is not going to do what he said he's going to do. Let me see if the Lord really gave me this. Has anybody been waiting so long that you begin to question? Somebody shout, how long, oh Lord? And the Lord said to tell you that he does not want you to get to the place of King Jehoram in 2 Kings chapter 6 when he asked the question, when the prophet said, just wait on the Lord. He was so frustrated and tired and fatigued in waiting that he blurted out, why should I wait on the Lord any longer? And when you get that attitude that you have been waiting so long, why should you wait any longer? You develop a point of view that suggests that you take matters into your own hands. And I'm talking specifically to that group of people today who the enemy has said, you can handle that yourself. I've come to tell you that with life's problems as they are now, you cannot handle them by yourself. You either need some drugs to help you handle them, a little liquor to help you handle them, cussing somebody out to help you handle, or relying on God, but you cannot handle life's situations by yourself. Now, I'm a little tired this morning, but I got to tell you what the Lord said, that there will be a group of people here today who the enemy is tempting to take matters out of God's hands and put them in your own hands because you feel like you have been waiting too long. But God said you're standing on the brink of a miracle and you've come too far now to turn around. Am I talking to anybody up in here? The enemy is just waiting to mess some of you up because you're getting frustrated in your wait on God. To wait is to remain inactive or in a state of repose. To wait is to not do anything until something expected happens. And the Holy Ghost said, it's not that you don't expect it, but because it hasn't happened yet, and you've seen it happen for other people, the devil wants you to think that God has passed you by. But I want you to develop an attitude, Greater Mount Calvary Holy Church, and let the devil know it hasn't happened yet, but I am next in line. I need about 40 people to jump up and say, next, 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 next. Sort of tired. I got to take my time today. And if you, please be seated. If you keep throwing that up in the devil's face, I am next. I know they've been blessed and she been blessed and her child got saved and they got that. You got to tell that devil, don't you dangle that in front of me, because all I'm doing is abiding my time, because I know he may not come when I want him, but anybody know he plans to be on time. You see, the negative side of waiting has to do with not knowing when that something expected will happen. I mean, if we had a certain date at a certain time, you see, that's not the problem. We know he's going to do it, but he don't give us no date. He don't even give us the month. I I'd be a little satisfied if I knew the year. Spiritually speaking, we have to trust God and believe God that sooner or later, although we wish it were sooner, we've got to know that sooner or later we're going to have the testimony, the wait is over. Shake somebody's hand and tell them the wait is over. Our human nature is not inclined to wait, because waiting can be dull, and waiting can be boring, and waiting can be time consuming, and waiting can be monotonous, and waiting can be frustrating because we don't know how long we have to wait. And by nature, we want what we want, when we want it, how we want it. I know I'm talking right. And in essence, we want it, somebody say, right now. Watch out now. But if the truth be told, many of us are suffering today because we did not wait. Oh, I know you weren't going to get happy on that one. Many of us are suffering because we lost our wait too soon. And if we had to do it all over again, we would not have lost that weight. We end up with the wrong job. We end up with the wrong house, the wrong car, the wrong man, the wrong woman. And I know you looking like you got it together now, but if you would tell the truth, when you look back over your life, there's a whole lot of stuff you would undo if you had just waited, somebody say, just a little while longer. Oh, I feel my help coming on. Oh, just a little while longer. You end up in the wrong place at the wrong time because you got antsy. And you didn't seek the Lord on that next promotion, and you felt that everything glittered was gold, and the grass looked a little greener on the other side of the fence, but you didn't consult God, and you found yourself in a big old gigantic mess only because you did not wait on the Lord. Don't you know what God has for you is for you? You ain't got to rush into anything, because the steps of a good man or woman have been ordered by the Lord. And once God makes you a promise, you don't have to help God out. What did I say? I said you don't have to help God out. God is sovereign. He can do whatever he wants to do, whenever he wants to do it. However, somebody shout, God is sovereign. You got to help God out. I'm going to help you to move, God. No. You just stand on his word. You just trust his promises. Somebody was praying and said, Lord, give me patience. And I want it right now.